Here's the full assembly with the pots on the brew stand. That's the way it looks, the setup. And on the left is the mash tun, on the center is a liquor tank, the right is the boil kettle. And start over here, just typical boil kettle, just a nice clean bottom. And these are nice kettles. I got these through Concord. They're out of LA. Very good pots. Good. I like the proportions of them. These are 15-gallon pots, 60 quart. You can get them with a dome lid, but I really like a flat lid. You can set things on them when they're not being used, or even when you are using them. You can set things off to the onto the lid. And one thing I really like about a pot, I won't buy one unless I can do this to it. That way I got a place to hang it without having to find a place to set it down. Or you know, what you do is you usually just let it drip dry for a couple seconds, you know, off the steam, and then put it on there and do your thing, and then you can keep it off or turn it back on there if you want to. But that's a really nice feature, and it's amazing how many pots don't have that, and so easy to do. All they have to do is make a handle long enough so that it will fit over the lifting handles. So, and I got hose bib for a boiler. They have a nice little angle on them, and then I extend them out with a garden hose adapter, and then I have the snap lock or quick lock fittings, which are great, and a nice thermometer. And this is the boil or the liquor tank, hot liquor tank. It's got a little more, quite a bit going on to that. Of course, it's got the spigot, empty it out, same setup. And inside it has the copper heat exchanger. It's 50 feet of half-inch copper, woven on opposite sides to hold it together. And of course, these are my in or out or out or in. I go in on the left and out on the right because I go over here to my mash tun. It's closer. And I got a stirrer agitator to keep the water circulated. And I run that off the pump on the right. It just basically comes out here, goes into that pump, out of that pump, either port I can use, bring it around up to here, and just keep recirculating the hot water so it keeps a uniform temperature. And that's how that one works. And they've all got the quick lock fittings. And I use silicone hose, the only way to go, boy. Don't ever, it's expensive, but you'll never regret it. It's awesome. You're not fighting it, because those clear hoses, until they get hot, they go every which way. But these don't. They don't have a memory. They just hang flat. So this is a mash tun. I do the brew in the bag. Makes life so much easier for cleanup. I don't have to worry about my wort being cloudy or corrupted. It always stays nice and clean. I can mix up as much as I want, or as little as I want. And that's my sparge arm here. It's turned sideways. That's what I got to do, because it just lifts the pot up slightly. Usually it's like that. Everything's quick connect with I got compression or clear fittings on it. Just snug them up, and that's how that runs. And I control my flow by just opening and closing this valve. When I'm set up to the mash, I just come out of here into this pump. I can go out of either one of these ports depending on which one I want to use, and I come up and go to the in on the heat exchanger. So it goes around there, picks up the heat from the hot water, comes out, and then over here to the top, and comes out through the spar drum. So I like to step mash. I used to bring things in. I got it marked here where I usually have my set, where I do my mash. I do a protein rest for about 10 minutes at about 120 to 125, and then while that's going on, I get my liquor tank up to 150 or so, and when the protein rest is over, I start moving the wort through the heat exchanger, through the hot liquor tank, and it bring it up there pretty good. If I need more heat or I want to get it up quicker, I can light the burner under the mash tun as well. Never had an issue with, people think they're going to scorch their mash. It's not going to happen. As long as you got a good flow going through, it's not sticking around long enough to burn anything. I've never ever burned anything, and I put a lot of heat to it at times just to see what would happen. Anyway, that's the setup. And I also mentioned this lip, what I like to do to get all my mash and stuff, also my brew, I'll put it up right to the edge there. Whoop. Sorry about that. That button is right in the wrong spot for my hand. Anyway, put it up right to the edge, and then all I got to do is lift my pot up, and I don't have to worry about it falling because it's pivoting right on that corner. No, there's no damage or strain on the pot, on the fitting, anything. I don't have to worry about it sliding off. And what I usually do is put if I want to keep it up there for a while or I'm doing something else, I got 4x4s here, and I just put behind the burner, behind the pot, under the pot, in the back, and that will hold them up at a nice angle, about like, probably at a good 20-25 degrees. And I can just let stuff drain out. So that's the complete setup. And I've been using it. I've probably done 4 or 5 brews with it, and I'm very happy with it. And pretty much, I don't think I'd ever want. I don't see me getting anything any better or in my lifetime. So to me, it's a perfect ultimate brew stand. Thank you. If anybody has any interest or comments or suggestions, I'm always open. I think I thought of everything, but you never know. Everybody's got a different take on stuff, so feel free to comment.